All right, get ready to dive deep, because today we're all about uncovering the secrets to finding cheaper flights.
Those magic tickets to adventure, but without breaking the bank.
You know what? Those tickets that don't drain your account before you even leave the ground? Our guide claims to have some seriously clever strategies
Yeah?
for outsmarting the airlines.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to put them to the test.
Absolutely.
We've got websites and tools, even some almost psychological tricks, I think,
Yeah.
to help you become that budget-savvy traveler.
Oh, sure.
But before we take off, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on future deep dives into all sorts of fascinating topics.
And speaking of deep dives, we always love giving you even more, and you know where to find it.
Yeah.
In the description below.
Yes. Check out the links for our brand new online audio course. It's all about travel planning.
16 modules,
Each
one with 10 thought-provoking questions to help you plan that trip of a lifetime.
Yes. And if you're looking for a quicker start, we've got a free travel planning ebook
Oh, yeah.
waiting for you down there, too.
And our new website at truetraveltreasures.online, full of even more tips and tricks to help you become a true travel master.
Let's get back to those cheap flights.
Let's do it.
First up, the guide dives into what it calls the search engine trifecta.
Yep.
3 key players that, when used strategically, can unlock those deals.
Absolutely. Knowing the strength of each one and using them to your advantage.
Okay, I'm ready. Lay it on me. Which search engines made the cut?
Well, we start with the OG Google Flights.
Okay.
Think of it as the ultimate aggregator out there. It scours the web, compares prices from tons of airlines' travel sites, so you can see it all in one place.
So it's a good starting point,
Mhm.
but I mean, everybody knows about Google Flights. There's got to be more to it.
Oh, absolutely. The real magic is in the features, like that date grid.
Okay.
This lets you see how prices fluctuate over a range of dates. And you can instantly spot those sweet spots where fares dip, sometimes saving hundreds of dollars, just by shifting your trip a few days.
So flexibility is key. Got it. What if I'm not even sure where I want to go? I just need to get out of here.
Well, then Google Flights still has you covered.
Really?
You can actually leave the destination blank. Just put in your departure city and dates. Google Flights will show you the cheapest places you can fly during that time.
Wow.
Talk about wanderlust inspiration.
Okay, so Google Flights sets the stage. What's next in this trifecta?
Next up is Momondo, a site that takes things even a step further than Skyscanner.
Okay.
It digs deep, comparing prices from not just airlines, but a whole bunch of online travel agencies as well.
Oh,
It's like a super-powered search engine
I like it.
that unearths those hidden deals that most people miss.
Okay, so even cheaper than what Google Flights might show.
Exactly. And Mondo also excels at what's called mixing and matching airlines. It might find a cheaper itinerary by combining flights from different airlines for your outbound and your return trips.
Wait, so instead of booking a round trip with one airline, it might be cheaper to fly out with one and back with another.
Yeah, you're exploiting those price discrepancies that airlines often have. So let's say you're flying to London.
Okay.
Booking a round trip with British Airways might be pricey, but flying out with Norwegian and back with Ryanair from Dublin could save you a bundle.
That's genius. Okay, I'm sold on Mondo. But there's one more player in this trifecta, right?
Yeah.
Skiplagged. That's the one that sounds a little bit rebellious.
It does have a bit of a rogue reputation, but it's perfectly legal.
Oh, okay.
Skiplagged specializes in something called hidden city ticketing.
Okay.
It's a little bit sneaky, but it can save you serious cash, especially in the US.
All right, break it down for me. What is this hidden city business all about?
Imagine you want to fly from Chicago to Denver, but there's a cheaper flight from Chicago to Los Angeles with a layover in Denver.
Okay.
Skiplagged lets you book that flight and simply get off in Denver.
Oh,
Skipping that final leg to LA.
okay.
You're essentially using a longer, cheaper flight as a shortcut to your actual destination.
Hold on. Wouldn't the airline be furious about that? I feel like that's how you get blacklisted.
Yeah. It's a fair concern, and it has caused some controversy. In fact, United Airlines even sued Skiplagged over this practice.
What?
But guess what? Skiplagged won the case.
Really?
It's perfectly legal to book a flight and not take all the legs, as long as you're not checking bags.
Wow. Bold move.
Yeah.
So this hidden city trick actually works. I'm almost afraid to ask.
It can work wonders. Especially for those domestic flights within the U.S., the savings are usually the most significant on those routes. For international travel, it might not be as reliable.
Makes sense. Okay, so we've got our search engine trifecta, Google Flights for that broad overview Mondo, for the deep dive mix and match magic, and Skiplagged for those sneaky hidden city deals. What's next in our quest for cheaper flights?
Well, if you're the type of traveler who is open to adventure and flexible on your destinations, I've got a tool that will blow your mind. Google Explore.
Ooh, I love the sound of that. Tell me more.
Google Explore is all about discovering new places based on your budget and your travel style. Let's say you're dreaming of a European adventure, but you're not set on a specific country. You can simply type in Europe as your destination on Google Explore, and it will show you the cheapest places to fly into during your desired travel dates. It's like having a personal travel agent who knows all the best deals.
Okay, I'm officially intrigued. Instead of getting fixated on one city, I can see which destinations offer that most affordable entry point into a whole region.
Exactly. And once you're in Europe, for example, there are tons of budget-friendly ways to travel between those countries. Think super cheap flights on airlines like Ryanair or hopping on a scenic train. You could snag a flight to Portugal for next to nothing and then explore the rest of Europe from there.
I'm loving this. So you find that cheapest gateway to a region and then use budget-friendly transportation to hop around. That's brilliant. I'm already picturing myself sipping port wine in Portugal and then cruising through the French countryside on a train.
See, Google Explorer opens up a world of possibilities. It's a game changer for those who are flexible and adventurous.
I love it. We're already feeling like flight booking ninjas, but I have a feeling there's more to come in our deep dive into cheaper flights.
Oh, we've only just begun. We're about to delve into the mysterious world of timing. Ooh. Those sneaky cookies and the secret weapon of fare alerts. Stay tuned.
I can't wait. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Welcome back to the deep dive into cheaper flights.
All right, I'm ready to keep going.
Let's do it.
We've already got this awesome arsenal of search engine strategies.
Right.
And Google Explore. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But now I'm dying to know about this mysterious realm of timing. Our guide claims the day of the week that you actually book and fly can make a huge difference.
It's not just a myth. Airlines have these complex pricing algorithms that factor in demand competition, even things like holidays and major events.
Oh, wow.
Knowing how to play the game can really pay off.
All right, spill the beans. Which days should we be circling on our calendars?
If you can swing it, aim for Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays for both booking and flying.
Really?
These tend to be those sweet spots for lower fares.
So avoiding those weekend travel days then is really key.
Yeah, think about it. Everyone wants to jet off on a Friday for a quick getaway or return on Sunday after a trip. Airlines know this, so they often hike up those prices on those days just to capitalize on that demand.
And I'm guessing those Monday morning flights packed with business travelers aren't exactly budget-friendly either.
You got it. Airlines know those business travelers often have less flexibility and are willing to pay a premium for those convenient flights.
Makes sense.
So if you can shift your trip by a day or two, you could be laughing all the way to the bank and then the beach.
Okay, I'm convinced. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, my new travel besties.
There you go.
What about when to actually book the flights? Does the day of the week matter for that too?
You know, while there's no magic day for booking, the key is to avoid those last-minute booking frenzies.
Right.
Airlines use those algorithms to adjust prices based on how many seats are left and how quickly they're selling. The closer you get to that departure date, the higher those chances of the prices just skyrocketing, especially on popular routes.
So the early bird gets the worm, or the cheap flight in this case.
Exactly.
Got it. Plan ahead. Aim for those midweek flights. This is gold.
Okay, I have to ask about this cookie conspiracy, though, that our guide mentions. It sounds a little paranoid even for me.
I know, right? It sounds like something out of a spy movie.
Yeah.
But there's actually some logic behind it.
Okay, I'm all ears. Lay it on me. What's the theory here?
The theory is that airlines and travel websites use cookies.
Yeah.
Those little bits of data stored in your browser to track your searches.
Oh, okay.
So if they see you've been repeatedly searching for the same flight, they might subtly bump up the price.
Oh, come on. Really?
Like they're thinking, aha, this person's really keen on this flight. Let's see if we can squeeze a little bit more out of them.
That's so sneaky. So what's the solution? Should we be clearing our cookies before every flight search then? Some travel experts swear by it. By clearing your cookies, you're basically wiping the slate clean and preventing those potential price hikes based on your browsing history.
Oh, so it's like starting fresh each time. Making those airlines think we're just casual browsers, not desperate travelers with our hearts set on that one specific flight.
Exactly. But to be honest, there's no definitive proof that this actually works.
Okay.
Some people argue that those price fluctuations are just due to normal supply and demand, and cookies play a minimal role.
So it's kind of a mystery, but potentially worth trying anyway.
Exactly. It takes a few seconds to clear your cookies, so why not give it a shot?
Right.
Can't hurt. And you might just outsmart those sneaky algorithms.
I'm game. I'll clear those cookies and pretend like I'm just, browsing.
Team shopping.
Even if I already have my bathing suit packed online. Okay, it's time for what our guide calls the guaranteed method for finding cheaper flights. Fare alerts. Tell me everything.
Fare alerts are like a game changer for those of us who have a little bit of patience and flexibility. Instead of constantly checking those flight prices manually, you set up these alerts that notify you automatically when the price drops for your desired route and dates.
So it's like having your own little personal flight deal detective.
Exactly.
Working tirelessly in the background while you're going about your life.
Exactly. You tell that fare alert service your desired route travel baits your budget, and it does all the heavy lifting, constantly monitoring those prices and sending you an email or a notification when a deal pops up that matches your criteria.
That's awesome. It's like having a secret weapon in this battle for budget travel. Where can we find these fare alert services?
They're everywhere. Many popular travel websites and apps offer fare alerts. Skyscanner, Google Flights, justfly.com, flight.com, thepilot.com.
So many options. It sounds like setting up fare alerts should be on every traveler's to-do list.
Absolutely. Especially if you have a specific trip in mind and you're not in a rush to book it. Those fare alerts can save you so much time, stress, and most importantly, money.
This is all such great advice. I feel like I'm getting control of these flight bookings. We're outsmarting these algorithms.
Well,
But before we wrap up, there's one more crucial question. Should we be booking through those online travel agents or directly with the airlines?
oh, the age-old debate. There are pros and cons to both approaches.
All right, let's break it down. What are those advantages then of using those online travel agents like the ones that we've been discussing?
Well, for starters, they offer that incredible convenience.
Yeah.
Their search engines are designed to scour the web and compare a vast range of options, often unearthing fares that you might not even find on those airline websites. Plus, they often have access to those special deals and promotions that can save you even more.
Okay, so the potential for finding those rock bottom prices is definitely there with online travel agents.
Yeah.
But I've also heard some, nightmare stories about hidden fees and customer service disasters. Is that a legitimate concern?
It's definitely something to be aware of. Some online travel agents might tack on those extra fees that aren't immediately obvious. And their customer service can sometimes be less than stellar, especially if you run into any flight disruptions or cancellations.
Whereas booking directly with the airline often means more transparency in the pricing and potentially better customer service.
Exactly. And you'll usually earn those loyalty program points and benefits if you book directly with the airline, which can be a big perk for frequent flyers.
Right. Okay, so it's kind of a trade-off then. Online travel agents for those rock-bottom fares and convenience, but with the risk of those hidden fees and the customer service woes. Direct with the airline for transparency, loyalty perks, potentially better customer service, but potentially missing out on those super cheap fares. That's tough.
It really is a personal decision.
Yeah.
Each traveler needs to weigh their priorities and risk tolerance.
Right.
Do you want to go all in for that cheapest possible fare,
Yeah.
even if it means dealing with a potentially less reliable third party?
Or-
Or do you value that peace of mind and those loyalty perks, even if it means paying a little bit more?
I feel like we covered so much ground today. It's like my brain just got back from this whirlwind trip around the world of all these travel hacks.
We're not done yet.
What?
We have one more segment to go. We'll recap all those key strategies and leave you with a final thought-provoking question to ponder as you go and plan your next adventure. Don't go anywhere.
Okay, fellow flight hackers. We are in the final descent of our epic deep dive into finding cheaper flights. So get those notebooks ready because we're about to recap all that essential intel to score those incredible travel deals.
Absolutely. Put all these tips and tricks into action.
Let's do it. All right, first up, remind me about that search engine trifecta. It was all about using those search engines strategically.
Exactly. Start with Google Flights to get the lay of the land, see those price trends, maybe even get some destination inspiration if you're feeling adventurous.
Okay.
Then dive a little bit deeper with Mondo to compare fares from a wider range of sources, including those online travel agents that often have those hidden gems. And don't forget about skiplagged for those potentially sneaky but perfectly legal hidden city deals.
Google Flights for the overview, Mondo for that deeper dive, and skip-leg for those, travelers that like to live a little on the edge. What's next on our checklist for cheaper flights?
Flexibility.
Oh, yeah.
If you are not set on those specific dates or destinations,
Right.
Google Explore is your new best friend.
Okay.
It's like having a magic map that shows you the cheapest gateways to entire regions.
I love that.
Imagine snagging a dirt cheap flight to Porto and then exploring the rest of Europe from there.
Right.
Or maybe you've always dreamed of Southeast Asia. Google Explore might just reveal that flying into Chiang Mai is the key to unlocking that adventure affordably.
So it's all about seeing that bigger picture and being open to new possibilities.
Yeah.
Okay, so flexibility unlocks a world of options. What else?
Timing, my friend. Timing.
Yeah.
Remember those magical days of the week for cheaper flights, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays?
I do.
Plan your trips around those days whenever possible, and you'll be laughing all the way to the departure gate.
Yes. And speaking of timing, booking in advance is always a good rule of thumb, too.
Absolutely. The earlier you book, the better your chances of snagging those lower fares before the algorithms kick in and start driving those prices up.
Okay, got it. Plan ahead, be flexible with those dates and destinations, and embrace those midweek flights. This is all making so much sense. Oh, and before I forget, what about that cookie conspiracy? Should we be clearing our cookies before every flight search just to be safe?
You know, it can't hurt to try.
Yeah.
While there's no guarantee it'll actually save you money, it takes just a few seconds to clear those cookies and potentially outsmart those sneaky price tracking algorithms.
All right, I'm sold. I'll add clear cookies to my pre-flight checklist. I pack my bags, charge my phone. Okay, but now for like the ultimate weapon in our flight booking arsenal, fare alerts. Those are the real deal.
Oh, fare alerts are like having a personal assistant.
I love it.
Dedicated to finding you the best deals. Set them up for your desired routes and dates, and then just sit back, relax, and wait for those notifications to roll in.
Right.
It's the ultimate way to score those incredible deals without constantly refreshing flight search pages.
Fare alerts. My new secret weapon in the battle for budget travel. This has been such an eye-opening deep dive. I feel like I've gone from like flight booking novice to seasoned traveler in just these, short segments.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much power we have as consumers
Yeah.
when we understand how the travel industry works.
But before we send our listeners off to go book those dream trips, I want to leave them with one final thought.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about finding those cheapest flights, but what about the true cost of travel?
Such an important point.
Yeah.
Sometimes fixating on the price can make us lose sight of the bigger picture.
Yeah.
It's crucial to consider the environmental impact of our flights, the quality of the airlines we choose, and the overall travel experience that we're seeking.
Exactly. Maybe that budget airline with the crazy cheap fare has terrible legroom and charges extra for everything from your carry-on bags to a bottle of water.
Or maybe that connecting flight with the super long layover will leave you exhausted and grumpy by the time you get to your destination.
Right. So as we embark on our next travel planning adventure, remember, the cheapest flight might not always be the best flight.
Well said.
Weigh those priorities, consider the true cost of travel, and choose the option that aligns with your values and travel style.
Beautifully put. Travel is a privilege, an investment in ourselves, and an opportunity to explore the world and connect with different cultures. Let's make those journeys meaningful and memorable, not just cheap.
Go forth, fellow travelers, and explore the world with confidence, a newfound sense of flight booking savvy, and a mindful approach to the true cost of travel. Happy adventures.
And until next time, keep diving deep.